Yo, good evening everybody, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little late night stream for you lads and lasses. We're back here to discuss the latest evening Manchester United news, day's fallout, reaction to the game earlier, other Premier League guff, and generally have a bit of a chit chat and a Q&A. What's going on everyone? Welcome in there, Tia MC, Stay Gold, Fire Up, A. Meyer, Dean, Aaron getting in there raw. Yes indeed, please do repost the show. Thank you for getting that in there, Aaron lad. You can give us a repost right here on x.com/flyingpigunited. You know it makes sense, yeah. Give us a cheeky little repost, share the stream around. Mr. Leo G, welcome in. Gaz, Metz, Fire Up, Larry Hasser, PJ, Thunder and Joy, Callum McFarlane, Jamie Robinson, Colin Ralph. A bunch of absolute legends getting in here tonight. Welcome in everybody. Thanks for joining. Do us a favour at the start of this one then. Smash the like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up this Saturday night. Share it around if you want to share it around, and get yourself subscribed as well if you're new to the channel, and have your say in the chat throughout. Fat Chinese Gaming, great to see you, buddy. How you getting on, mate? I hope you're doing well. Yes, bro. Good to see you. And Red Olsen. Fire Up and everyone. Get in there, you legends. Yeah, so obviously Man United played today. We won. It was a 2-0 victory. We got the 3 points. We got the clean sheet. What's bad about that? Well, not, the goal difference is still 0, obviously. We were somewhat, I think, fortunate in the end to get the job done in such a way, because I do think Everton were in the game. If it wasn't for a couple of calamitous defensive decisions by some of their backline today, then we would have struggled to score ourselves, really, if it wasn't for those penalties. So, yeah, they were definite penalties. We definitely deserved the penalties, but we somewhat rode our luck a little bit there. In terms of an overall sort of team performance from Man United today, as it, if we look at the 90 minutes and sort of rate the overall team out of 10, I'll ask the chat in a second, but my personal opinion is it's about a 3 out of 10 today. So we won the game, we got a clean sheet. The result is not the issue, but I'm talking about the performance. What's the rating out of 10 then, guys, for United's performance today? But genuinely, yeah, there were some individuals that shone in there. Johnny Evans at the back, absolutely beasting it. What a player. Andre Onana in goals doing really well. Garnacho had a heck of a first half. There was there's some positives from the game. But ultimately, United as a team, we still huffed and puffed and blew nobody's house down. We still struggled to control that midfield. We still saw players like Casemiro and McTominay looking like lost sheep out there in the centre of the park. Big concerns, man. What's going on with this Ten Hag total Dutch style football, mate, that we're seeing? Total shite, more like. But either way, yeah, the style's just not there. People will say, yes, okay, there's injuries. That's true. We're playing players, maybe somewhat out of position. That's also true. We don't necessarily have the squad depth. We don't have the quality there. Whose fault is that? Is it the Glazer shithouses? It is. It is their fault. It is their fault, definitely. Is it Ten Hag's? Maybe to a lesser degree, a little bit there, yeah. Is it down to some of these players just being absolute monstrosities as well? Yes, it is. Let's see what you guys are saying here. PJ thinks it was a 4 out of 10 today from United. Rashat's given a generous 5.5. Did you watch the game, Rashat? Met says 4. Jamie says 3. Staygold says 3.4. A. Meyer going with a raw 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, really. 6 out of 10. See, 6 out of 10 to me is decent. That's a decent display. Maybe you've dominated a lesser team at Old Trafford at home and, created a bunch of chances. But, I don't see it being a 6 out of 10, lad. Colin says 5 out of 10. I'm not talking about the result here. The result was good. The result's a 2-0 clean sheet. Good result. I'm talking about us as a team, how we look as a team, how we look, in terms of our performance as a team. That's what I'm talking about here, and I think it was low. 4.5 says Kieran, Jerry says 6, which means the reason I'm talking about this is because I just wanted to start playing better football. Ten Hag may be problematic at this moment in time with how he's managing the side, setting us up, choosing the team, the tactics. Do we even have any bloody tactics? I don't know if we got any tactics. Ten Hag's tactics notebook at the moment, but as bloody much use as a condom machine in a feckin' nunnery. It's really not really doing too much in terms of looking very good out there creatively, tactically. Certainly attacking-wise is not the best. Defensively, we've been set up quite well the last couple of games, including today. But everything else, piss poor. No control in that midfield, no ability to really keep hold of possession and craft your chances and dominate the opposition in terms of overall control and play. And also very lacking in terms of the actual quality of clinical chances in the final third, other than those penalties, which obviously we were in goal-scoring position, so they all definitely were pens. Should have probably had 1 or 2 more pens, if we're being honest as well. Oh, no worries, FCG, lad. Yeah, it was a bit of a, you didn't really miss all that much, to be honest with you, FCG. Gaz thinks it was a 4, Mohammed a 3, Amir a 4, Gary says 3. That's true. Colin Ralph, good shout. A lot of sickness going around at this football club at this moment. A lot of melters, a lot of sick notes, a lot of Darren Anderton-inspired individuals hanging out, it seems. Yeah, a lot of Ledley King wannabes in United's team at this particular moment in time. A lot of Owen Hargreaves lovers. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that going on. What is it with these guys? Instead of going into their dressing room, they've got Cristiano Ronaldo, a little poster on their wall. Luke Shaw goes in, he's got Owen Hargreaves as his idol. You know what I mean? He's looking for the physio table. So that is a concern, obviously. We do have big issues in regards to personnel being fit. Ten Hag's up against it in that regard, definitely. He's also up against the mismanagement of the football club in general. So, like, for instance, we should have a left-back at this moment in time capable of playing. Malassi is out for a long time. And Luke Shaw's got a pie-related injury right now. Get your Frey Bennies in the chat. He has got a pie-related injury. And so, therefore, he's not available. We don't have a left-back available. We're having to play players out of position. What's happening with that whole left-back spot? I mean, what happened with Reguilon? So we loaned Reguilon. We had the option to keep him for the rest of the season. We also put in there a stipulation, a break clause, to be able to send the guy back to Spurs in Jan. I mean, that's quite pathetic, isn't it? You would want to have that extra depth there just in case something like this happened where you've got a couple of left-backs out. Depth doesn't hurt. Depth is fantastic. Oh, okay, you might have a left-back who's a little bit annoyed about not getting so many minutes here and there, but ultimately having a left-back available to play would be nice. That would be nice. We've seen, obviously, Alvaro Fernandez out. We've seen Reguilon back to Spurs, even though we had him and we could have kept him for the rest of the season. And now, obviously, our other left-backs are injured and have been for an extended period of time. So this is Ten Hag on the whole Reguilon loan situation. By the way, guys, I forgot to say, if you're just getting in here, I don't know if I did actually, but I may have forgot to say, thank you, Vutinator, for the 43 likes tally there. Do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes. Hey, Rushmano, what's going on as well, you Don? Yes, hit the thumbs up button. Mark N, I haven't seen you for a little bit, mate. How you doing, Mark N? It's great to see you, Marky N, mate. How you doing? I was just thinking about you the other day, mate. Go, where's Marky N been, mate? How you doing, Mark? Great to see you there. But yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you're getting in here just now. Twat the likes, help us get to 100 likes, and also get yourself involved. We want to hear from you. We'll be getting in and out the chat, and we'll have a Q&A at the end also. What's happened to Mason Mount? Well, he's just an injury-prone little melter as well. He's another one. So this is it. We've got like the injury-prone sick note FC side. I wonder what the most ultimate injury-prone FC sick note side would look like, actually, if we're being honest here. It would have to have Ledley King at centre-back. It just would. It would have to have Owen Hargreaves playing CDM. Yeah, blatantly. Darren Anderton over on the wide area. Yeah. I can't use more brain power about this now, but that's a video in the making right there. Anyway, Anderton's the one, isn't he, Rushmano? Yeah, Jamie Redknapp, great shout. Great shout on Jamie Redknapp there. Yeah. So we've got like a whole team of Jamie Redknapps right now, guys. They're bang average, overrated. Half of them are him via nepotism, and then also they're fucking injury-prone melters as well. So it's like having a whole bunch of Jamie Redknapps, mate. Which, let's face it, ain't going to win you nothing, is it? Jamie Redknapp's not going to win you nothing. So, and he was all right. He was a decent player, Jamie Redknapp, mate, but he wasn't a fucking world beater. No, definitely not. Spice Boys are us, though. Who remembers those days? Man, if I could go back to those days, the 90s, when the Spice Boys were around, I would. I would. The 90s was so much better, wasn't it? Oh, my God. Anyway, you have a whole team of Martials. That's what I'm saying. It's very much a team of, like, not only are they a bit melty, but they're also not the sort of players that are even that robust and are able to stay fit. So we do have a lot of problems. Ten Hag is up against it with the fact that, I put it in the title of the video, we've got a bit of a skeleton squad at the moment. bit of a skeleton squad. He's obviously struggling to keep these players fit. Some may say it's down to, I don't know, coaching techniques, maybe fitness, conditioning regimes, whatever. I'm not so sure about that. I just think we've got a bunch of absolute little melters in the side who are way too injury prone, because they're always getting injured, these guys. Same old candidates, more or less. But anyway, this is what Ten Hag said on the whole Reguilon situation, because in my opinion, we should still have him at the football club just to give us a bit of extra depth. Smash a one if you would have kept Reguilon. I know he didn't do anything insane while he was here. He didn't do anything amazing. But he gave us that depth. He gave us some extra quality. And actually, I was quite impressed with him in a few games. I thought he did well for us. There was no doubt in my mind he was trying for the team. So I'd have definitely kept him. PJ would have as well. Yeah, nice one. So, what is that all about? It's not, I don't think it's Ten Hag who sent Reguilon back, personally. I don't think he's looking at that squad and going, yeah, we don't need any cover over there when we've got Malacia and Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw's very favourable to a pie-related injury. Like, I don't really understand. Like, I'm pretty sure he would have wanted just to have him on loan for a few months. Is it literally just down to Glazer shithousery, Glazer-nomics? You know, Glazer's penny pinching, trying to save as much money as they can by putting a break clause in the contract in January and thinking, oh, well, you know, Luke Shaw and Malacia, they'll be around by then, so let's just save a few quid by sending Reguilon back to Spurs. That's exactly what it is. I mean, that's exactly what it is, but it's literally penny pinching at this stage. It's not, in the grand scheme of things, could be the difference between you getting 3 points and losing 3 points throughout the season, and even if it costs you 5 million quid to have him for the remainder of the season, bloody hell, those 3 points could be a big difference for your team, you know, come the end of the season. So, I do think that we've got it completely wrong as a team, but Ten Hag said, medical staff assured me that Shaw and Malacia will both be fit in January, and so you will have 2 left-backs. Then you have a third one, so I would always have to disappoint one full-back. This is Ten Hag's reasoning on the matter. To me, that doesn't really sound like he was overly keen on Reguilon going back to Spurs, but obviously... obviously that's the case. I mean, maybe that's his management. Maybe that's all solely down to him. Perhaps, who knows? He has got Shaw and Malacia. If they'd both be fit in Jan, okay, great. We've got 2 left backs to go at, but they're not, and now we don't. So pretty piss poor planning. PPP. Piss poor planning. Piss poor performance. Fail to plan. Prepare to fail. This is it in regards to United. So. I am very disappointed about that anyway, about that whole left-back position. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Of course, we are expected to be looking for a left-back in the summer as well. Fabrizio Romano earlier on today saying that Manchester United have already planned months ago to bring in a new left-back in the summer, expected to be a young one, an important player. Shortlist to be decided once board structure will be completed, but Man United will go for left-back no matter what happens with Malacia. Yeah, we can't really rely on that left side at the back there. They're just too injury-prone, and... I think they're both good players. They're both good players, but they're both injury prone, and because of that, we do need some more robust depth there. So, Estupiñán's a great shout there, you know, Jamie. What's your thoughts on the lad we let out on loan, though, Mr. Fernandes? You know what I mean? I was quite impressed by him from what we saw pre-season and stuff, but oh no, shipped out, even though give us a bit more depth. I have to say this. I've got to say this, guys. Look, Ten Hag did a great job last season, and I'm not hating on Ten Hag, okay? He's up against it. I get it. It's a tough job for anyone. Fuck we doing with our loans this season? Why the hell do we let all these players go out on loan and now we're struggling for depth? Are we mental? Like, what's happened? Who's out on loan, guys? Remind me. Pellistri's out on loan. I would have fucking loved to have Pellistri in this squad available last few weeks to give us an option even off the bench or whatever late games, or certainly instead of Antony Gastos over there, So, what's that all about? Alvaro Fernandez going out on loan. Now we don't have a bloody left back, sending Sergio Reguilon back away. Pretty crazy. Yeah, Hannibal letting him go. Sancho, okay, I understand that one because he's a shithouse. Greenwood, okay, I understand that one because he's an absolute dirtbag. But the other ones I don't really understand. Hugill, McNeil. I've got to be honest, we could have a lot more depth if we didn't just be stupid and send out some of our good younger players, or, maybe actually gave some of these players opportunities so they don't get the hump so much and don't want to leave out on loan. Because I'm sure, like Pellistri, for instance, him wanting to go out on loan is probably just based on inactivity and frustration, the fact that he's not getting regular first-team football. And he probably feels like he's deserving of first-team football based on the fact that when we've seen him play for Man United, he's done well. So why shouldn't he be getting chances? And he's looking ahead and he's seeing Antony Gashdosh playing like absolute guff as a, basically an Xbox 360 over on the right-hand side. Just obsolete these days. And he's thinking, why the fuck can't I get in ahead of this guy? It's a problem, is all I'm saying. So I have to say, Gore's another one. Rushman, absolutely. Hugo McNeil. So why the hell did we do that? There's no good reason for it. Okay, all of these players can't get game time. Completely understand that. Some of these youngsters are going to flourish and get experience and be better off elsewhere where they're playing better, more consistent football. But in regards to like a lot of these players that we've just discussed, the Fernandes, left back situation, the Pellistri situation, Reguilon, these situations, I just don't understand. I don't understand why we've done that. We could have had more depth. We could have had even more goal scorers. We've mentioned Hugo. Yeah, exactly. MT. Bad decisions have cost us. Is the key here? Bad decisions have cost us. Is that down to Ten Hag? I don't think it's solely down to Ten Hag, but obviously he has a massive input and a massive say on who stays and who goes throughout the course of the season. If he's dead set on keeping Pellistri and using him, he wouldn't let him go out on loan. No, but instead, he's playing his £85 million fidget spinner because he spent 85 million on him. Instead of giving Ahmad Diallo chances, he just sat there rotting away. I honestly, I'm not happy with it, guys. I'm just not happy with the overall picture of Man United under Ten Hag. Now, it's not his fault solely, obviously. The Glazers are shithouses. But I'm not happy with it, guys. This is not a good United side. The squad isn't there, the depth isn't there, and people will say, don't blame Ten Hag for the squad depth. Yeah, we've got a lot of injury problems, but as I've just talked about the last few minutes, we could have done some other things. We've planned very poorly this season, and we have made a lot of bad decisions that ultimately have led to this point where we are now having a skeleton squad. So we've only got ourselves to blame, really. We've only got the people who are in charge of making these decisions at United to blame. So because they were all here, we had these players, we could have kept them, we could have given them game time, they could have flourished, they could have helped us, but no. Rather than play players out of position, and we don't have the depth. I mean, if you look at our bench a lot of these games, and look at the amount of appearances that these players have had. Let's look at that City game the other day. Now, I saw some stat. I can't remember what the actual figures are now, but the amount of Premier League appearances on City's bench compared to the amount of Premier League appearances on Man United's bench. Man United had like 3 players on the bench with like no appearances. City's it's not even comparable in terms of experience that they've got in terms of strength and depth. Obviously, we're miles away from City, but just to give you an example, like we're just miles away, guys. We're miles away, guys. Sam Houston says you're talking nonsense. This team's a relegation team. Ten Hag is only doing a magic. Well, okay, that's interesting take, but we did finish obviously 4th last season. And get to a couple of cup finals and win one and all that. So, not really. Okay. IE says, Piggy, remember Antony is just 24 years old. Vinny Jr. is 23. He still can become a good player. I guess. I've seen the guy who looks pretty fucking bang average to me, mate. Good player for who? Good player for Southampton? Okay, are you talking about Manchester United? A good player for Man United? Not sure about that, boss. I mean, I've seen quite a lot from this guy now, and I've been very underwhelmed. He is young. He has got age on his side. Goodness me, I could take one look at a 16-year-old Wayne Rooney and tell you he's going to be a fucking world beater. Or, a 20-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sorry, but Antony's having a mare lad. He's having an actual mare lad. So, yes, he is young. Yes, he could still go and do good things. Here's my point for you, yeah? Here's my point for you. If Antony Dos Santos is struggling so much in this particular United side, when he's had his godfather, Eric Ten Hag, handpick him and bring him over from his previous side and give him loads and loads and loads of chances, beyond probably what is fair, actually, and play in a system that, well, he should be used to and, he should be getting, he should be tactically comfortable with, etc. How is he performing so fucking shite then? What happens when a new manager comes in who doesn't just afford these opportunities to him, who doesn't think that perhaps he's the Messiah cutting in as some sort of guff inside forward there, just shooting on his left boot and doing piss all else? Like, what happens then? We've just got another player who we spent huge money on, who's on big money, who's pretty much unsaleable. So that's my concern there. I just think, in regards to Dos Santos, I just feel like we've had a right mare with that whole situation. Erik Ten Hag weak. Nagelsmann will fix United. Interesting. Don't we deserve an update on Malacia? Well, we've got an update on Malacia, actually. What was the update on Malacia? So there is an update on Malacia, mate, and I saw it earlier, but it's basically Ten Hag along the lines of, he just said something along the lines of that, Malacia is basically going to be out for the rest of the season, mate. So he is basically going to be out for the rest of the season. Zayn Miassi, here he is. Just like regular clockwork, Zayn Miassi, Arsenal victory, and here he is. Yeah, fair play to you, mate. Top of the league, Piggy King Kai. Yeah, fair play to you there, Zayn Miassi, lad. I respect it. I don't like it, but I respect it. At least you aren't a City wanker coming in here with your cheating ways. But Zayn Miassi, fair play, mate. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. You won't win it, as I've said many times. I mean, personally, Zayn Miassi, I will put on a wager with you where I have to take you out for a Salt Bay restaurant gold steak if Arsenal win the league. And I refuse to eat at that shithole place, mate, because I'm not a pretentious Zayn Miassi melter. You know what I mean? But that's what I will do. That's what I will do if Arsenal win the league. That's how confident I am that they will not. So, yeah, obviously they will bottle it. Obviously City or Liverpool will ultimately win the prize. But fair play to Arsenal. You're doing well. You're not that far away. And I respect it. You're not that far away, mate. Yeah, nice one. And in all fairness now, Zane, just to be brutally honest with you, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, mate. Honestly, guys, smash a one in the chat if you're rooting for these Arsenal owners now. Obviously not in terms of any sort of actual support. I just mean in terms of beating City and Liverpool to the title. I want these Arsenal owners to win the title rather than those fucking absolute scummers. I don't want Klopp in his last season winning the trophy. And I certainly don't want that cheating Pep Baldy winning it either again. So I'm all on the gunner train, mate, me, to Shitsville. That's where I am. Seeing as United are absolutely out of it and incapable of doing anything. Exactly, FCG. Top of the league until they bottle the league. That's it. Exactly. Melees United, thank you very much here for getting in here with a £5 super chat there, Melees. Can we get some love in there, please, for Melees United? Thank you for the super chat there, Melees. He said, does anyone else agree with me that it don't matter who our next manager is? Whoever it is will not succeed, so what's the point? Melees United, I mean, it's a little bit of a pessimistic take, I'll be honest with you. I mean, let's find out, yes or no. Do you agree with Melees United in the chat there, peeps? But I don't. I don't think we can go into it and look into it in that sort of sense. The reason is, okay, the Glazers are still here and they're the biggest problem at this club. But what's supposedly happened now is what? Ineos have collected 24% of the club. And actually the controlling stake, 52%, whatever it is still the Glazer shithouses. But the football operations are essentially being handed over to to new managers, to new people who are going to be running this football club, which means that there should be a different vibe, a different emphasis on how we're doing things, different running of this club from various different areas, and that should have a knock-on effect. Now, it's not just, you get a recruitment specialist and all of a sudden it solves your problems on the pitch. It doesn't work like that. But it's making the right necessary steps in a positive way in each of the areas that you possibly can to make us as good as possible. Probably one of the biggest ones is getting the right manager in there and obviously the right players. But beyond that, there is obviously hierarchy Man United needs massively addressing as well. But because there is new people running the show from the summer on, I think we could potentially see an upturn at United. But I mean, I must admit, Melees, if you look at post-Fergie era, it's been pretty painful, hasn't it? For Man United, who have such high standards, who are used to winning things and obviously having that global brand and everything, it's been a pretty rough 10 years. So I can see what you're saying, but I'm trying to remain positive. Check this out. Rushball says Erik Ten Hag may walk away from Manchester United job this summer if he's not given assurances by the club about the power he'll be given. Yep, fair enough. See you later on then, Eric. I mean, what sort of power is he going to have? I mean, this is the concern. Fair enough, if he's Billy Big Bollocks it this season and we fucking won the league and he's got us far in the Champions League and we played well and we're looking really great. His power, he does have power. But right now, he doesn't really have much power, in my opinion. Because of I think his hand is quite weak at this moment in time. He might be getting sacked off already. They might have already decided. Looking at other managers, they might well have decided to sack him off already. So he could be basically playing just that interim role for us, but he's actually here permanent for the time being, obviously. But they could well sack him off in the summer. I personally think they will, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm definitely not happy with the type of football we are playing. Not happy with some of the decisions that have been made with regards to personnel, letting people go or bringing people in, certain recruitment we've done. It's not all negative, but I'm not overly happy with it, I'll be honest. Zamiassi says, is Ineos really looking at Southgate? Apparently so. So we looked at all the managerial candidates the other day that are currently favoured with the bookmakers as regards to who could be the next permanent Man United manager. And Southgate was low down there, but he was on the list, which is just crazy. I mean, if we appointed Southgate, then goodness me, I'm stopping eating at Pizza Hut, mate, I tell you that. Yeah, exactly. Rich Sports says, a doubt they're looking at Southgate. Like, who would look at Southgate and think, yeah, I want a bit of that? You know, he has done well with England. Not to the point that I think he should be doing well with England, because we've got a ridiculously talented squad. And if we actually had a bit more bollocks about us, I think we could win those tournaments. But he's done well. He has done well. If you think about where he's got to in those tournaments, the Euros and the World Cup, he's done well. But what did he do before that? What is his club experience? Getting Middlesbrough relegated, mate. Yeah, he certainly hasn't got the CV for Manchester United. It's a big difference managing a national side compared to a Premier League side, and the only experience he's got at that is an actual melter experience. So yeah, definitely not. I mean, if Southgate's appointed, you can just make him public enemy number 2 behind the Glazers shithouses immediately, because we won't put up with that dross shite any longer. You know, if we're going to appoint someone, it has to be somebody with a proper approach, the approach of trying to attack and win games of football and actually give us some entertainment as well, whilst trying to win games. Zamiassi, you know it, mate. You know it makes sense. Oh, you know it makes sense, and he says, Don Piggy as director of football. Thank you very much there, Zeno Miassi, for the super chat there, my son. Director of football for who? Man United or your Arsenalans? You think Ten Hag will be sacked if United fail to be in the Champions League next season? So do I. And based on where we are right now, which is Villa obviously got a game in hand tomorrow. It's a tough game for Villa. But if they win that, they'll be back to 11 points clear of us, and they're occupying the 4th spot at the moment. Brutally, do we get Champions League football? No. I'll ask the chat. We like to interact. Do Manchester United qualify for the Champions League next season, guys? Yes or no? It's a no from me, Carol. I can't see any eventuality where that happens. We'd have to win basically every game and hope that all these teams melt. And look at how we go about it week to week. We look pretty inconsistent. The style is very much devoid of any real confidence or attacking verve or anything. We just sort of like go through the motions out there. We do win games of football, but we don't necessarily do it in a fantastic way. And the consistency isn't quite there. And you could quite easily expect to see a United side turn up that turned up against Fulham or Notts Forest or whatever recently, where they just look crap. So there's no way we're winning all the games in between now and the end of the season and getting top 4. No way. Very much doubt it anyway. Fair enough, if he does, then maybe he does deserve to keep his job. If he's able to get this set of melters to actually play football and win a serious run of games now and get us top 4, that in itself would be an achievement from where we're at now. But that is a huge ask. It's an absolutely huge ask. Yeah, Rich Sports, I mean, yes, I think it is. There's always been spells of boredom in terms of the previous managers we've had. I liked it under Ollie for a while, and then under Ollie it became very mundane. Jose Mourinho, crikey, people forget, towards the end it was dross. Yes, it might have been effective, but it was pretty dross in terms of entertainment. But I mean, this is up there for me. Louis van Gaal's days were fucking absolutely garbage and boring and horrible football. And this is exactly the same. This is very Van Gaal-esque. So, to answer your question, yeah, I think it is the most boring it's been. Nah, everyone's saying we're not going to get top 4 here. Yeah, not going to get top 4 here. Fair enough. I tend to agree with what you guys are saying. List of managers is minuscule. Stephen Shipman, your legend, says no. Same Yassi says, why is tax money being used to build a new stadium? Well, basically, I think it's just cheapskate vibes from our owners and our board, mate, or it's genius. But I mean, we don't know the full extent of this whole proposal at this moment in time. But I mean, what I heard Ratcliffe talking about a while ago was obviously the fact that they're trying to make this like Wembley of the North, which could be Manchester United Stadium, but it's also like a national stadium for the north of England, because obviously the Wembley's down south, it's in London, and then you'd like to have like an obscene 100,000 seater stadium or something for the north of England to host international games also. That's what he was basically saying. And he was saying because of that, it's not just a rejuvenation project for Manchester United, it could also be a rejuvenation project for Manchester in general and the surrounding areas, and bring a lot of jobs and development within the area and all that sort of stuff. It's quite clever. If you can get the UK taxpayer to pay for Manchester United Stadium, why wouldn't you? But whether or not they're actually able to do that is another question. It's another question. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They know all the loopholes to jump through, these guys, don't they? Yeah. Thank you, TC Boy. Appreciate you, mate. How you getting on? Says Pig Army. Thank you so much there, TC Boy. Just don't get fans of other clubs coming in here talking shit about my club when their own club is not even playing in Farmers League. That's true, isn't it, Vooty? Fair enough. You know, Zane's coming in here right now, flapping his old digital gums there, giving it the Billy Big Bollocks. And that's fine, because Arsenal are actually a decent side right now. But yeah, when you're a fan of Kettering Town and you're coming in here giving it big, and you need to give yourself a little head wobble, my son. Oh, that'd be awesome, Stephen Shipman. Go on, lad. Compete at what? Anyway, so that's where we're at with the stadium. Who knows what's going to happen there, but it's looking like that. Yes, Man United are going to end up with a new stadium at some point in the distant future. Let's talk about Onana for a second, guys. Onana, what's my name? Onana, yeah. He said this after the game. Now I'm better and I'm very happy. You will see much more from me. Trust me. Hopefully in the coming years we'll fight for big things, and hopefully we can get top 4 this season because it's very important. Go on, Andre. Go on, Andre, my son. He's been doing great recently, to be fair. Look, obviously, at the start of the season, he was an absolute shambles. He was so error-prone. But what's this now? 5, 6, 7, maybe? Games in a row where he's been pretty damn awesome? Respect to this guy. He's becoming a good, solid player for us now. You can't stop the momentum. You've got to keep this going. Look, he will make a mistake at some point. All goalkeepers are going to do that. One mistake's fine. One mistake in every 8 games is fine. That's to be expected. But one mistake every other game? That ain't cool. And that's what we were seeing at the start of the season. And it looked like we made a massively bad decision by getting rid of De Gea and bringing Andre in. But actually, yeah, I think he looks pretty decent for us at this moment in time. I mean, I still don't think he's as good as David De Gea or anything. I just don't. But I've got some hope that he could be a good keeper for us. He's been good lately. You've got to give credit where credit's due. Jamie says Onana needs to go. I mean, it's not the area of the team we're going to go invest loads of money in again now. He's here for at least next season. I'd be very surprised if he's not here for a good while and is our number 1 for a good while. Even if he is ropey, he will get chances. We won't spend big money, I don't think, on a new goalkeeper. But maybe. Onana has gotten better. I do like him now, says Mr. Shearer. Yeah, you've got to give credit where credit's due. He has been solid. He has been solid for a while. Is he David De Gea standards? No, but he has been solid. Musplay says De Gea shouldn't be gotten rid of, disgraced by United treating legends like that. That was an absolute piss-poor debacle in itself. Yeah, Ten Hag's had a shitter there as well. And actually, we did offer him a contract, which was on the table, and then I can't quite remember what happened now, but we basically withdrew it, didn't we? Thank you, The Mustard. He says, boink the like button for the Don. Thank you, The Mustard. Yeah, how many likes we want? Every little like does help the stream. It's free to hit the like button, and it helps us compete with clickbait wankers and corporation mugs. So you might as well smash that thumbs up button, everybody, and give us a boost. We're on 87 likes, guys. That's about half of everyone in here who smashed the like button. We could do better than that, my friends. That's an Antony Dos Gastos level of performance right there. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so, and help us get to 100. Nice one. George says, you lot are a proper mess. You need a new manager, 10 new signings, a new board, and a new stadium. George, I mean, I can't really deny anything you've just said there, George. It pisses me off that you're coming in here as an Arsenal scummer and saying this shit. But I must admit, I can't really disagree with anything you've just said. We do need a complete rebuild at the team. We probably do need a new coach with new ideas. We probably do need a whole new host of players, signings, the lot. So I can't really disagree with what you said, even though you're a scumagooner, you know? Jamie says, I agree with George. We have Bay and well, fair play, Simon. Nah, to be honest, though, Simon, Onana, I would have said yes a while ago, but Onana's playing himself into form again now. Maybe it was just like a cultural shock coming to the Premier League. It's a tough league, different league. He had it easy over in Serie A, comparably, you know, these days. And it was a bit of a shock, and he's taken his time to adjust, and obviously the team's been playing pretty shite in front of him. That doesn't help. So I think it was just a settling-in period, but we'll see. I mean, from what we saw over the course of the whole season, he's made too many errors. But not quite recently, anyway. Would be decent if Rashford... we're not going to sell Rashford, mate. No way. It won't happen. We won't sell him. He's too much of like a marketable asset for the club. He's an academy product, homegrown, you know. Plus, they've stuck him on huge money now, and it's going to be hard to sell the guy. It will be quite hard to sell the guy. I don't see us... I think Rashford's here forever, personally. I think we're stuck with a guy. Dan Ashworth will make everything right. Nice one, David Atkinson. You see, this is it. If we can get the right people in the right roles at this football club, and actually give them freedom. It's about how much freedom they have, though. Thank you, Rush Mono. Yes, hit the subscribe button. It's about how much freedom they have, though, like to do their jobs. Like, we need Ineos to have free control of the football operations at this club. If that's the case, great. We'll have a whole new regime. We'll have a whole new approach. But if the Glazer shithouses are still going to be fingering those pies behind the scenes, then it's no bloody good for anybody. In fact, it just complicates the situation even more. But, yeah, it seems like, I mean, if they're going to invest all that money into the club, it seems like all these things would have been sorted out, drawn up and agreed on, and that will have to be adhered to. So let's just hope there is a massively new approach at the club from now on. We will never get the same guts as we had in the Fergie era, regardless of who we sign. Probably true, Simon. Yeah, those were special days. I mean, that was just not only did we have the special manager that demanded the very best from his players, but we also had an incredible crop of players who just have the right mentality. And he got rid of some of the ones that didn't have the right mentality. He was a genius at the man management and judging the players with the right mentality and building strong teams. And yeah, no, you couldn't even, goodness me, imagine having Roy Keane today in your side. I mean, what a match winner he'd be for this side. He would make a massive difference. Or Beckham, or Giggs, or Cantona, or just anybody like that. If you just chuck one of them in there, it'd make a big difference, let alone all of them. We are shite these days. Cake Cadet, what's happening, Cake? He says, Ten Hag out and players out. How are you doing, Cake Cadet? Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I get it. It's shite, lad. Let's have a look at Garnacho stats. So, Onana, better. Good for Onana. That's great. Hopefully he continues and does well. He has been a little bit better recently and consistent, which is very good. And he looks hungry. He looks, concentrated out there, committed. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, I have to say. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him lately. And actually his distribution, which is one of his fortes, if you look at that over the last few weeks, that has been a standout highlight as well. Like, that has been good. He has played some really nice passes from the back. He has swept up. So fair play. He's doing what he's supposed to do at the moment. Garnacho. Let's have a look at Garnacho's stats for the first half of the game there against Everton earlier. He was brilliant in that first half. He won 2 penalties. Should have probably won 3 as well. Because I think that one that, Mikolenko hit Mikolenko's training arm that Garnacho's put in there, that was a pen as well in my eyes. But by the letter of the law, apparently not, because it's hit his training arm, his supporting arm. But it's still the denial of a goal-scoring chance there using, an illegal limb. So that's why I have a problem with it. You've seen him given is all I'm saying. But Garnacho still won us 2 penalties. He obviously was very direct in the game and obviously created a heck of a lot of chances. Didn't notch on the score sheet, but he was the most effective player out there probably for us in terms of certainly creating things. We had nothing going forward other than Garnacho, really, if you ask me. So, yeah, Garnacho, another great game from him. Let's have a look at his stats. Half by numbers versus Everton, 100% dribbles completed, 80% dribbles won, 14 passes completed, 2 penalties won, 1 key pass, 1 shot. Pretty insane. Cost Man United just £400,000. Pretty awesome stats there for Garnacho again. He's one of those players that is becoming very reliable for us. He's the sort of guy you can rely on. You can't rely on a lot of the players in the team, even some of these sort of senior players. I mean, he's not devoid of a bad game. I think in that City game, he kind of went a little bit missing, didn't he, Garnacho? But it's always going to be tough, But in every other game I've seen him play recently, Garnacho has been like the player to try and make things happen for us and probably the most likely to do so. He seems the most confident out there. He seems the most creative out there. So, yeah, what a player we got there, guys. An absolute beast. And he's only young, so that is a huge positive. Ten Hag speaking about Garnacho as well. He said that, I love working with Alejandro Garnacho. He likes a challenge and he has huge potential. He's progressing very well and we're pleased with this. His contribution today was huge again. Just call my name, Alejandro. He's literally doing bits for us, to be fair, this kid. So let's just get some applause emojis in there for Alejandro. I think player of the season so far, guys. Yeah, I said it. Player of the season so far, guys. 19 years of age, whatever he is. Alejandro Garnacho, absolutely incredible. He's doing absolutely bits out there for us. Zayn Miyasi. Zayn Miyasi says, hat off to Kane. Didn't realise he was that good. You didn't realise Kane was that good? Mate, I've been banging on for years. Kane, just look at his goal scoring record of all time. Guy's a baller, lad. I'd take Harry Kane over Erling Haaland any day of the week. Any day of the week, honestly. If he was in that City side, he'd score more than Haaland. He would. He's a better finisher. He actually would. He's also good in the build-up. Haaland's fantastic with his movement in the box and his positioning and everything. His physicality is brilliant. But I'd take Harry Kane every day of the week and twice on Sundays over that melt. Personally. Ten Hag is a PR peddling twat. I said that earlier today, and once again he's been at it again. Cayman Sim says Zayn doesn't know the first thing about football. No, he's absolutely right. I mean, you are absolutely right about Zayn. He seems not to, because how would you not know that Kane is a class player before today? That's crazy. But let's have a look at this. I actually popped this up on the screen. I was going to show you this, guys. Anyway, because I just wanted to talk about Harry Kane, but Zayn beat me to it. But yeah, look at this. This is Harry Kane's season here. Harry Kane has now scored 36 goals in 34 games in all competitions after today's hat-trick, and also 10 assists for the English striker. Kane also becomes the first player ever to score 4 hat-tricks and plus 2 goals in 8 different games in his debut season in the Bundesliga. And the guy's a fucking baller. That's why, if we'd have bought him, we'd have got similar stats. Not the same sort of stats, because United aren't as good a team as that. We don't dominate the league, so not as good. But he would have still got fucking shitloads of goals for us, because he's a baller player. Now, if he was, you couldn't have got him. Levy didn't want to sell him to you. We could have got him. I'm telling you now, we could have got him if we'd have just spent an obscene amount of money. Discussions for Mainoo's contract have already just started. He's expected to extend it until 2030. Get in there, Cobby. He's another standout player of the season so far, and one of our youngest players. Cobby Mainoo, what an absolute beast. Again today, solid. Again, I thought out of the 3 midfielders, Cobby Mainoo looked the best. What's going on with Casemiro at the moment, man? Is he over the hill and far away? And Scott McTominay's never been up the hill, never mind over the bloody hill. Scott McTominay's bang abs. He's like the Grand Old Duke of York. Or some shit. I don't know. He's hooking up and down that hill every other bloody week, this twat. So inconsistent. So, again today, I thought McTominay was garb today. His passing is a joke. He's not a midfielder. And Casemiro, what's he doing? He's very hit or miss at this moment in time. He was giving it away a lot today. Quite disappointed with Cassie lately. Just being honest. Quite disappointed with them. So, anyway, to go back to that whole Kane stuff, yeah. I mean, obviously we've recruited poorly in the summer. That's what's cost us. If we had have just kept the hair and got Kane, things would have been very different. We need Thuram. Okay, yeah, fair play to you talking about that French midfielder, yeah. So happy he didn't go to United as sub-2. Hope Martinez and Maguire comes back quick. Top of the Premier League, the champions. You know what, Arsenal, man? You guys, look at this guy as well. Up the Arsenal, whack, a 65 minute down the rain, Kai Havertz scores. Yeah, look at these Arsenal scummers getting in there, giving the old Billy Piggin. Now, as I said earlier on, we're all kind of like closet Arsenal-hollands at the moment because we want you Liverpool scum. We want you to beat those Liverpool scummers and those City scummers. But I'm pretty disgusted. Kane cost less than Mount and Onana. Yeah, or at least a similar amount. You're right. So yeah, Onana was like 50 and Mount was 60 or 65. Yeah, maybe you might have had to chuck a couple of extra million in there, or a player going in the opposite direction. Tony Martial, see you later on. And you could have done some business with Spurs. I'm sure of it. Yes, they would have wanted more money from United compared to the Bundesliga because he would have been staying against and playing 2 games against us and influencing the league table in that regard, and it would have hurt them. So I get it, but they would have accepted a premium offer. I'm almost sure of it. You think Kane would have fully changed you lot? Yeah, I'm with you there, sub-2, man. I'm with you. I mean, it doesn't help us getting the ball to him, but when we do get the ball there, I feel like he would be the best person really to, to score the goals for us. Who's the best DM in the league, Rice or Endo? Best DM in the league? I mean, I'd probably have to give it to that Rodri melt, to be honest with you, the F-man. But those two that you've said are obviously great shouts. But I would say that, I do rate Rodri over at those City bastards, to be honest. Mag says, smash a plate, please. Feel like it after that guff. United buying Højlund was smart. Not buying another striker was stupid. Definitely the case. And it didn't have to be Kane either. Just so you know, yeah, Kane is world class, but it didn't actually have to be Kane. Could have gone and got Osimhen or another top striker instead of Mason Mount. It could have easily done that. So it didn't have to be Kane. Kane would have been the best choice out of everybody, but it could have been Osimhen or somebody else. But instead, we just shat it. Signed a goalkeeper when we had De Gea. Signed Mason Mount when we didn't need him, and it's cost us 60 million. He's done 0. Just generally shut it away, haven't we, with our recruitment this season? Lee Heesman, good evening, you Don. Yeah, I mean, we're certainly a team in transition here, definitely. I know, Ravens, what's going on there? Anyway, right, so yes, I'm going to get into the live chat for a bit of a Q&A. My FIFA stream is starting soon over on the gaming channel, but I'm going to get into a Q&A for a little bit here. The gaming gods will just have to wait. We'll get into the live chat for a few minutes here, see what you legends are saying. Then we'll have to wrap it up. But I will be going over to the old gaming channel in a bit to play some games. So come and hang out with us on Flying Pig Gaming. I don't know if the Mr. Mustard, if you're still here watching, would do us the honour of maybe copying the link to the actual stream that is set up on the Flying Pig Gaming channel and popping a little link in there. That'd be beautiful, lad. The Spurs scum would have never sold him to another Prem team. Yeah, you know, these people say that, but they've sold players to other Prem teams in the past, and you just have to pay the money for it. That's how it works. You pay the money for it. Thank you, Arsenal Manic. Rushmana says, subscribe to the channel. You know it makes sense. Yes, please do hit the subscribe if you're new here. We smashed 100 likes on the stream, baby. We did it. So, we did it. Thank you so much. There's another one. What about Ronaldo? Now, okay, just to take it back to Ten Hag and Ronaldo. Now, if Ten Hag doesn't have that initial conflict with Ronaldo, does Ronaldo bang us 20-odd goals in the league this season? Possibly not. But he managed to bang 18 last season in a struggling side. He's banging obscene amounts of goals over in the Saudi League. Now I know it's the Saudi League. But crikey, I'm sure if we'd had Ronaldo at the football club as well this season, we'd have won a couple more games. Because he is just that match-winning beast. He's that match-winning specimen who pops up in big moments and gets you games won. So, you know, there is some ways you can say that maybe Ten Hag has caused some issues with the management of the club. I personally don't think that was handled that badly. I think that was handled about right. I don't know what went on behind the scenes. There were some claims by Ronaldo that there was obviously bad treatment towards him over the passing of his child, and that they weren't compassionate enough and things like that. I don't know anything about that, obviously. But in regards to him going to do that shitty interview with Piers Morgan, I'd have sacked him off out the club immediately as well. So, but maybe there was mismanagement going on there is all I'm saying. There's volatility with that Sancho situation as well. I mean, he seems like a prat, but maybe another manager is able to get the best out of Jadon Sancho and doesn't have that level of volatility going on there. Or maybe Jadon Sancho is just indeed a complete lazy bastard, and whoever he would have as manager here, he'd be the same. Who knows? Yeah, Mount isn't a bad player, but it's not a Sunny United needed. Spot on, I agree with you. He is a decent player. Yeah, he is a decent player. If he was available for 30 mil, I'd have said, yeah, go and add him to the side for a bit of depth. He can be backup. You know, that's it. But 60 million quid on a backup, that's mad. A nice one, Arsenal Manic lad. Ronaldo was okay under Ollie, but then it went to shit. Yeah, no, true. He wasn't good at the start of the new season, but there was a lot of reasons for it, I think. I don't think it's just a case of saying he was finished. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as he was in the past because age catches up with everyone. But he's still a very good player, and if we'd have had him in the depth of the squad, or even as our main guy up there with Højlund, wow, I think we would have been doing better than we are now, to be honest. I am, mate. Stephen Shipman says perfect, must play. He's got a dog in him. Don't know, but seems Sancho isn't doing that well in Germany either. Correct me if I'm wrong. I saw a goal. Did he score it today? I don't know. I saw a goal from Jadon Sancho pop up on my Twitter feed earlier. It might have been from a while ago, but it was a pretty nice goal that he scored. Maybe it was today. I don't know. But, fuck that guy. He's shy in Germany, says Colin. Yeah. Oh, lovely, Jamie. That's beautiful. Usually have an idea who I want United to sign. I think we need a new manager. I have an idea who I want, but this time I have no idea what direction we're taking it. That is a concern, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Rushmano. Sancho burnt the bridges. Sancho, wrong mentality for this football club. Too much of a melter. I personally think Ten Hag's done the right thing with him as well. After that whole Instagram post, I think he did the right thing with him as well. Atkins, I'm sorry I missed your super sticker. How you doing there, Atkins21, a legend of the channel? Atkins21, thank you so much there. Zay Miyasi, I missed that one as well. Zay Miyasi says Rice better than Rodri, sign into the season. I disagree with you. I disagree with you. Plus you paid like 100 million quid for the guy, but he is obviously doing really well. He's a great player. I'm jealous, that's the sort of shining we should be making in the summer. Or, that is what we should have done. So I am jealous, but I still think Rodri's better, to be honest with you. Did you think we could get Pogba back on a free? I definitely think we could now, mate, yeah. I'll tell you what, we could get Pogba back, but he'd have to take a job in he would probably be like a substance abuse advice counsellor or something. I could see him doing that for us. Maybe, like a guidance counsellor. Don't do this. Look at what I did. I'm a shitter. I chucked my career away. Don't do what I've done. Maybe that would work. But other than that, it's a no from me, Carol. Atkins21, thank you so much for your super sticker here, mate. Where is it? There it is. It's a Red Devil. See, let's get some love in there, please. For Atkins21, Thank you very much there for the love. Much love there, my son. I appreciate it. Nice one. Let me catch up with the chat here then, guys. Yeah, he looked decent. So he's supposedly on our shortlist, isn't he, Brentford? He did look good today. Yeah, some of those last-ditch challenges to deny us, very, very impressive. He's a good player. Rate him. He could certainly be a player we would sign, and I think we probably should take a punt on him if we can get the deal done in the summer. He looks good, doesn't he? I think, yeah, and he is supposedly on our shortlist. I seem to remember you sending me something, actually, Rushmano, about that guy in the summer, you know, about Man United looking at him then. So, yeah, hopefully we're still looking at the guy, and he does look like a real prospect, doesn't he? Could be looking at 10 years of shite before things start to look up. Love your optimism, Cake. If Foden was to leave City, then would we have him? I mean, talent-wise, you definitely would. Talent-wise, you definitely would, yeah. Haircut-wise, it's a no from me, Carol. He'd be more suited to hanging out with Harry from Dumb and Dumber with that fucking hairdo, lad. Thank you, Mark. Says, love watching your pig, mate. Congrats on your win today. Thank you, Mark. Same to you, bro. Thank you. Same to you. Vutinator says, people would only keep 5 to 6 players from our squad, yet blame Ten Hag rather than the other 17 to 18 players. Fair one. I mean, it's a bit of everything, though, isn't it? Definitely there's a lot of melty players in this side, but Ten Hag signed a bunch of these melty players as well, and he has shaped the side a little bit in his image. Not totally, because most of these players are not signed by Ten Hag. But, okay, I said something during the watch-along. Oh, shit. And I'm going to say it again now, and I think it's true. I think there's several managers out there, probably a lot more than that even, that could, with this same squad of players, be able to get more out of them, you know, and play a better style of football. Maybe we wouldn't be winning things. I still think we need massive, loads more players coming in here. But I'm just talking about a manager who maybe tactically sets his team up and utilises the players we've got within the side to play to our strengths. We could probably do a lot better than we have been doing. Not totally better, but I think we could do better. So honestly, that is my opinion. And if that's how I genuinely feel, which it is, well, that's the writing on the wall really for Ten Hag from my point of view, because I feel like we've got somebody in the driving seat who isn't necessarily the best driver. He's a good driver. Maybe he is a good driver, but he's not the best, And we need somebody who can maybe do a little bit more. If Foden signed for United, Pig would have the Foden trim quicker than you could say United. Missing. Oh, that's true, Rushmano. Yeah, Martinez is a big loss. Yeah, true, William McDonald. Okay. Well, we are going to go over to the gaming channel in a moment, guys. It's been a pleasure streaming here tonight as well and having a chat with you guys about United as always. Do us a big favour and smash that like button before you go. Hit the thumbs up on it. Hit the old subscribe button if you're new as well. And get yourself in there raw also, you know. Thank you very much for that, the mustard. I appreciate that one. There is the link to the gaming channel. Let me get you the actual link to the stream here, guys. We've got 13 waiting over there. Apologies. 13 waiting over there. Let's just pop this in the chat. Everyone, do us a big favour. Go over here, FC24 stream. Boom, there is the link. There it is in the chat. Check that out. Go over and click on it. Give us a follow if you're not subscribed to Flying Pig Gaming. Please do. And we'll continue this discussion over there. We'll play some games of FIFA and chill and see how we get on. But thank you so much, everyone, for getting in. Thank you for smashing it already, Mickey Lund. Hey, Berber, get in there, my son. Yeah, no Europa League. That would be gash, wouldn't it? It's almost better to not have that guff than to have it in a way, yeah. Then we could focus on the league and probably do a lot better. Thank you, guys. But yeah, go over there. It's pinned to the top of the live chat, guys. There is the link. Smash a like on it. Also, make sure you smash a like on this video before you go. Click the bell icon for notifications. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're new. And you can come back afterwards and get your thoughts and opinions in there about anything we've discussed. Thank you, Must Play. Same, lad. Thanks, Jamie, Vutinator, The Mustard, Colin Ralph, No Toes, Berber, you Don, Larry, Mickey, everyone for getting in here. Stephen Shipman, Kate Cadet. I know they had more shots than us today. Pretty gash. I mean, we had more on target, I think. But even so, they shouldn't be getting that many chances against us at Old Trafford. I agree. Great stream. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Rushmano. Thank you, Duke of Rodtown. Thank you, Mickey. Everybody else as well. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it from me. Go over there to the link at the top of the chat there and subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming, and I'll see you over there in a few minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it from me. See you on the next one. And come on, United. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.